Yeah, it's about the bag with the triple single crew. We got Ronnie, Doc, Antonio, the real deal too. They coming and dropping knowledge, you know that they get to work. You know the triple single cover Bay Area sports. You know I'm coming hard, I don't feel like I'm in a hurry. Like number 30, I really got the range like Stephen Curry. Get a couple rings and
Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's the Triple Single Crew. I'm your guy, Real Deal, and I got my guy here, Doc Antonio Martinez, and Ronnie as well. And so, guys, this was an insane weekend. We were going crazy. I didn't know if I was recording. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but this was one of the greatest drafts, probably the greatest drafts that I've ever had a chance to experience, not just because of the day, but the buildup.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I want to hear from you guys. Like, what did you feel going into the draft? I kind of know what Doc was feeling. I was talking him off the ledge. But like, give me your whole feeling from the moment that, from the moment that we knew we were on the clock to the moment we made the pick, and then just your feelings on it.
Yeah, so I'll start off right quick. That whole week, that week of the draft was stressful. It was so stressful to the point where I was trying to just accept the fact that Mac Jones was going to be the starting quarterback for the San Francisco, red and gold. Like that's just how much I was buying into the media hype. I even had to explain to my wife the just everything that was going on. I needed somebody to talk to in person about it, and it was funny because I showed her a few pictures of Mac Jones. She was like, "Oh, I don't like him." She was like, "He looks very punchable," and I was like, "I agree. He looks like a punchable guy." And as the draft was coming up on that Thursday, and we were getting close to on the clock, I had Ronnie next to me, and man, I was sweating. I had so much just nervousness, adrenaline, anxiety, all within me, all mixed together. And yeah, shout out to the Real Deal for consistently just kind of trying to talk me off the ledge that it couldn't be Mac Jones. It just wouldn't make sense. Like there's no way that that's who we traded those picks, which I was kept thinking myself too, but the media got the best of me. Shout out to them for being jerks in that way. But when we made the pick, when it was Trey Lance, I don't know if I recall this correctly, but I feel like I let out a scream. I feel like I my muscles just relaxed themselves for the first time in maybe like 2 weeks. And I was finally able to say, thank you, Kyle. I still believe in you. I'm glad that you are willing to evolve and adapt to the direction that the NFL is heading, where it does not hurt at all to have some mobility at the QB position. And so, tremendously excited. Trey to the Bay. Super happy to have Trey Lance as our future, starting quarterback.
Absolutely. What do you think, Ronnie? How are you feeling next to him, dealing with all that?
It was actually, for as close as Doc and I are, it was actually the first time we ever watched the NFL draft together.
Yeah.
So, it was definitely a great experience. Shout out to Doc for inviting me to his house to watch the first round of the NFL draft. The Raiders had the 17th overall pick in the 2021 NFL draft. And, my mindset going into that pick was defense, 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 specifically, try and get an edge, to help out Max Crosby, on the line. But, the Raiders ended up picking Alex Leatherwood, an offensive tackle out of Alabama, with the 17th overall pick. How I personally feel about it is you could have potentially picked him in round 2, because I believe after the Raiders made that pick, there was a stat that said like there was a 60% chance that he would be at pick 46 and the Raiders pick 48. So, obviously it was a bit disappointing, but John Gruden traded everyone on the line away, so that just goes to tell you that they're like rebuilding that line specifically. As long as he protects Carr, it shouldn't be a bad pick. But I think where the Raiders definitely turned it around was when they drafted Trayvon Mulrig, the safety out of TCU.
Yep.
In round 2, the Raiders traded with San Francisco from 48 to 43, and they picked up the number 1 ranked safety in the country in round 2. So I think that was definitely a huge pickup for them, for the defense. So in round 3, they had back-to-back picks, 79 and 80. They drafted Malcolm Kunze, an edge out of Buffalo. The Raiders drafted Khalil Mack out of Buffalo in 2014.
Yep.
So, the Raiders have a little bit of history with Buffalo. And then with the 80th pick, they picked up another safety from Virginia Tech. I'm probably gonna say his name wrong, but his name is Divine Diablo. So, you
Mhm.
know, 2 and 3,
Yep.
you know, working that defense. So, I'm excited, man. Definitely when they drafted that safety in round 2, I think things definitely changed. So, I'm excited for what's coming up.
Yeah, man. I that's what I thought when I saw that you guys ended up getting Trevon Moehrig. I was like, okay, that was the guy that, and I had seen him go in the first round in some mocks before that, right, to you guys. So I was like, okay, well, look, at least they got one that was targeted. So
Yep.
it ended up, I think, working out. And like I said, you can never have too many good offensive linemen from the SEC, So I think in that regard, I would kind of not worry about the whole 60% thing if they. Sorry about that. That's like somebody's really enjoying their motorcycle out there. But like I just think that you guys did a good job after that and still getting Diablo, who was a really good Senior Bowl guy as well. So, which the Niners did, and we'll get into that. But just going back to the pick and the emotion, I mean, for me, I mean, I was talking you off the ledge there, Doc, but of course I was a little nervous too, because
Yeah.
until the pick is made, you're like, your heart is beating and like you're sweating, it was hot as it is anyways out here. So, the tension was high, and we're watching the thing, and I'm not getting it on time because I'm having technical difficulties. So I'm listening to you guys, and I'm like listening to the feed. I literally got my ear up to the as close as I can to the computer, and then I hear him say Trey, and I'm like, oh, there you go, we got it. And then we just put our arms up like we won, and
Yeah.
look, we'll see what's gonna happen, but I just think he's a great talent. And I think no matter what, you got your guy. I love that Kyle said that he saw him in January. We'll never know. But the fact that he really saw, he probably started watching tape on him as back as January. He was watching full games, and he said, I love this guy, even when he was on vacation. And so he just zeroed in on that. And it was great to see, because they could have dismissed it, right? And we gave him so much crap for doing that in the past, for not looking into Mahomes and Watson in 2017, for
Yeah.
just not doing your homework when you could have, right? So this time around, they weren't going to let that happen. So I was really happy. And then we'll get into the rest of the draft, but I mean, the rest of the draft, and I heard that today, I think on the radio, was it probably won't even matter if Trey Lance is a hit, right? Like we're not going to remember the other 7 guys drafted and the other 4 undrafted if Trey Lance is a multiple-time Pro Bowler and everything that we hope, Super Bowl champ.
The Super Bowl, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I like the pick
I-
that Cisco made at number 3 with Trey Sermon.
Yeah,
the
I
running
was
back.
just about to say that
Oh,
was the
there we
pick
go.
that I think I enjoyed. I know you had mentioned real deal Michael Carter out of UNC, and I know that's a guy that you really wanted. It's interesting because I saw a few reports after we made our pick that was another guy that would have been a really great fit into our system. But I like Trey Sermon. I think he has a lot of potential to be maybe not exactly like, but he reminds me a little bit of Frank in some ways. Really physical runner. They say he doesn't have the greatest burst of speed, but I mean, when you see him take off, I mean, he's more than capable of finishing a run and getting into the end zone. So in that way, I think he could remind me a little bit of Frank, and also he makes a really good first read, and I think that's what made Frank really successful. He made that first cut, and if you were in his way still for some reason, he'd bulldoze you. And I think Trey, as long as he can stay healthy too, has the ability to maybe play in that way.
Yeah, agreed. Totally agree. And I agree with you guys. I like Sermon. I don't know how I feel about Ambry Thomas. I keep hearing good things. But I like the return abilities, absolutely. But one of my favorite picks was Talanoa Hufanga.
Oh,
I mean,
USC.
I mean, I don't care if he's a safety, if he's a linebacker. I like dudes that can go and hit and locate and get there in a hurry. And he can do that. I mean, he wants to be a Pro Bowler has a special teamer, which I would be fantastic. So I really like him. I like the other pick to get that guy, the tackle Moore, Jalen Moore, I believe. I like these kinds of picks because it showed that we care about addressing the secondary. And then, of course, Diamador Lenore, who I'm probably a little higher than Ambry Thomas as far as just his ability as a corner. So, we'll see. And then the undrafted guys, I am really excited. I like Austin Watkins a lot. I really do. Another good Senior Bowl guy, just good hands, athletic, strong. People keep saying KB 2.0. I think he's going to be better than KB, to be honest, because he's stronger. KB was kind of slight. This guy, I mean, you can't press him, and he's quick enough to get around you as well, at least around most guys. And then we'll see some of the other undrafted guys. I think we got a guy from Ohio State, Justin Hilliard.
Yep, I was going to mention him.
Man, I really like him. Kind of an undersized linebacker, but that's okay because he can play in coverage, which nowadays is really important. And then, a guy nobody has said anything about except me, basically. So if you hear anything about Peterson, that's me, Josh Peterson, who's I know he's Doug Peterson's kid. I don't care about that stuff. I mean, bloodlines on that don't really matter because he's a coach. But where I like that is the work ethic, the studying, and he's a 6'5", 235-pound guy who's quick and has good hands. He could beat out our third tight end, who's Charlie Werner right now. I really do believe that because he's a much better pass catcher. So, these kinds of like little moves, I mean, we've seen, like they go unnoticed right now, but once the season starts, it's going to pay dividends. So I am excited. I'm excited that Jimmy is taking this as well as he is. I didn't expect anything differently, and let's move forward, man. I wish preseason started tomorrow.
I know. I'm excited for the season. I mean, I'm even excited to see how the Raiders, turn out competing, this upcoming season, especially in that very, just challenging AFC, AFC West, with the Chiefs and the Chargers, who all got better as well, in their own right. The Chiefs, probably still the top team in that division, but there's a lot of just great competition to look forward to. And I'm excited to see, just our season as well, with the red and gold, just seeing whether Trey Lance is a part of some packages on the offense, maybe in the red zone, right? That could be pretty good. Just as, defense is not going to be able to just key in on the running back or the receivers. They're also going to have to keep an eye on that quarterback. And so I'm just excited to see how it plays out. And I do trust Kyle with someone like Trey Lance. He obviously showed that he could, work magic with RG3 when he had him in Washington. And so I'm excited.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Man. Going back to the draft, in round 5, they had 2 picks. They drafted another safety out of Missouri, Tyree Gillespie, and then a cornerback out of Illinois, Nate Hobbs. And then their final pick in round 6, they drafted a center from Pittsburgh, Jimmy Morrissey. But the signing that I'm definitely excited and happy about for the Raiders is they signed Casey Hayward.
Yep.
Yeah, they signed Casey Hayward yesterday. So
there you go.
They're building up that defense, man. I'm excited. Hopefully with the defensive coordinator that the Raiders have, can definitely, get that going. I know the defensive coordinator was Casey's defensive coordinator while he was in Green Bay. So, that little connection, means something. So I'm excited, man. I need football to come back already, bro.
Yeah. and I can't wait to see how the Aaron Rodgers drama finishes out, man. That's probably like, primetime TV, just following that, situation. That's wild. I don't know if y'all saw that Green Bay is upset with San Francisco and Denver because they feel like maybe somebody called to gauge Aaron's interest in playing for either team. That's just some wild stuff. A lot of soapbox stuff going on there. I think they just need to fire the GM. Like clearly there's a disconnect there, and it's not like he's necessarily helped them build a consistent winner or a Super Bowl champ. And so I'd rather ride with the quarterback who might be able to get us there at least maybe one time in the next 3 years in Aaron Rodgers than a GM. That's my
we saw this before. People want to try to blame Rodgers for this, but I don't know if people pay attention to Rich Eisen or whatever, but check out Rich Eisen's take on, because Terry Bradshaw said it was weak and he said it wasn't weak, right? So check that out because he's on the money about this. This is about business. Rodgers knows that they don't want to pay him past his another year or 2 years. I forget when his deal is up. They don't want to pay him. And so he's saying, look, if you're not going to pay me beyond this year because you want to move on to Love, trade me now, because I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I'm playing for Super Bowls. He's not playing to get to the first round, dude. And so that's the thing. I'm not going to hate on the guy. People try to say he's arrogant, all this stuff like that. You know what? Brett Favre was arrogant. People love Brett Favre. I love Brett Favre, but he wanted to win. He didn't care. He didn't care where you sent him. So I'm on Rodgers' side on this because he's playing for Super Bowls. I don't know what Green Bay is playing for. I mean, how do you piss off the MVP of the league? How do you piss off one of the greatest quarterbacks we've ever seen? How do you do that? You do this, is that you draft a quarterback in the first round, and he doesn't care there was a quarterback. The problem with it was you didn't address more defensive end, another beast wide receiver, another star cornerback. That secondary is just okay. Like let's be honest. Beyond Aaron Jones and the Smith brothers, beyond that stuff that they have going on, who do they have? Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. That's who they have, and he has to carry that team on his back every year. Sorry for getting on that soapbox, but I'm on the player side when it comes to this stuff, man. Like,
that's fair. And that's super relevant. And it was connected obviously to the red and gold, because at the draft, it looked like there might have been an opportunity for a trade.
And I love that John made the call. It was a quick like hang up, but it was like, you know what? You got to make the call. He's the MVP of the league.
You have to.
So.
And it's not like it's only been this year. It's been for the past few years too. Like,
Yep.
I think they had the 29th overall pick in the first round. They didn't get Elijah Moore out of Ole Miss. They drafted a cornerback. So, they didn't draft the receiver till like the late round. So, it's just a lot of crazy stuff's going out there in Green Bay. So, I'm excited to see like, what happens and stuff.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
At this point,
I love what's going on in Seattle too. I mean, I hope Russell keeps hating his time there, because these are all teams in the NFC who we got to get past.
Yep.
And, while we're developing Trey Lance and moving on and continuing to move forward, these teams keep tripping all over themselves and messing up. I love it. It's absolutely fantastic. I hope the Cowboys keep tripping all over themselves as well. It'll be fun. Be fun for the Niners.
Yeah, no, definitely, bro. I'm excited for this upcoming season.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much. There you go. He's got his Waller jersey on. We're going to sign off, everybody, but we just want to give a shout out to Ronnie's mom. Thank you so much. As always, keeping him here with us into the late hours. He's probably got some homework to do or whatever, but we appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for following us on Twitter and Instagram at TSC Bay Area. Like and subscribe. We'll be back real soon. Take care, guys.
See y'all.